In a small dusty town surrounded by dry fields and broken roads, there lived a boy named Armin. His house was made of mud bricks, with a tin roof that rattled whenever the wind blew. At night, when the electricity went out, as it often did, he studied under the dim light of a kerosene lamp. Armin did not have toys, expensive clothes, or even enough books. What he had was a dream. His father worked as a daily wage laborer. Some days there was work, many days there wasn't. His mother stitched clothes for neighbors to earn a few extra coins. Life was not easy. Sometimes there was only one simple meal for the entire family. At school, Armin saw other children with new bags, colorful pens, and smart shoes. Some of them laughed at his worn-out sandals. Their words hurt, but Armin stayed silent. Instead of arguing, he made a promise to himself. One day, I will rise. The first failure. Armin believed education was his only way out. He studied with full focus. But when his board exam results came, he failed mathematics. The world felt heavy. Some neighbors whispered, poor children should not dream too big. Even a few relatives advised him to quit school and start working. For the first time, Armin doubted himself. But that night, his mother placed her hand on his head and said softly, "Failure is not the end. It is a lesson." Those words changed everything. Starting again from zero. Instead of giving up, Armin began again. He borrowed old textbooks from a senior student. He woke up at 4 a.m. every day. He solved problems again and again until his head hurt. He didn't complain. He didn't blame his circumstances. He accepted responsibility. Months later, he retook the exam, and this time, he passed with good marks. It wasn't a big victory for the world, but it was a huge victory for him. The bigger struggle. After school, Armin wanted to go to university. But there was no money. He worked part-time at a small tea stall. He served customers during the day and studied at night. Sometimes he felt exhausted. Sometimes he wanted to quit. But every time he felt weak, he reminded himself, if I stop now, I return to zero. He applied for scholarships. The first one rejected him. The second one rejected him too. But the third application was accepted. He received partial funding for university. It was not luck. It was persistence. The turning point. University life was challenging. Many students came from wealthy families. They spoke fluent English and used laptops he had only seen in advertisements. Armin felt small again, but instead of feeling inferior, he decided to learn. He improved his English by watching free lectures online. He practiced speaking alone in his room. He learned computer skills from free resources. Step by step, he grew. In his final year, he developed a small business idea related to digital services for local shops. Most people ignored it. A few laughed, but one professor saw potential and guided him. Armin worked day and night to improve his idea. After graduation, instead of searching for a job, he started his own small company. It was risky. It was scary, but he remembered where he came from. He had already survived zero. The rise. The first few months were difficult. There were almost no clients. Bills piled up, but slowly, one shop signed up. Then another. Then 5 more. Within 3 years, his company grew across several cities. He hired employees, many of them from poor backgrounds like his. One day, he returned to his old school as a guest speaker. He stood on the same stage where he once stood as a nervous student who had failed math. He looked at the children and said, "I started with nothing, no money, no connections, no shortcuts, but I had discipline, I had patience, and I refused to quit." The room was silent. Some students had tears in their eyes, because they saw themselves in his story. The real victory years later, Armin built a better house for his parents. His father no longer worked under the hot sun, his mother no longer stitched clothes late into the night. But his biggest achievement was not money. It was mindset. He proved that starting from zero is not a weakness. It is a powerful beginning. Because when you have nothing to lose, you learn to fight harder.